Hi, thanks Mike for the presentation. Quick question is, how important is it for the supplier to have an export license?
Oh, yeah, real important, but somebody has to have an export license, not necessarily the supplier, and you need to know about it either way. So I don't mind when a factory, maybe they sell primarily to the domestic market, and now I'm going to be their first, they're ready to export, they're ready to approach the foreign market, but I'm going to be their first customer. Maybe they don't have an import-export license set up. That's okay as long as they're open with it, because either I can find a third party or work with the supplier to, but keep in mind that if they don't have their own import-export license, there's another mouth to feed. And if that agent is charging 10%, it could throw things off a lot. Also, if they don't have an import-export license and then you buy from them EXW, they're going to say, oh, just buy from us EXW and then you worry about the logistics. That's kind of scary because if they're not giving you the receipts that their bill of material has been paid, the product that you bought in China may not be able to ship out of China even if you do find a third party. So that third party is not about coordinating logistics. It's about collecting all the invoices, getting the documentation, so that there's no problems at customs clearance. And it sounds simple, but in China, just clearing customs can be a lot of paperwork, especially when you're going to ask for a VAT rebate. No government likes to hand out money, return money. So you really have to have your documents in place if you want to get that rebate, which can be up to 17%. So if you found a supplier that says, oh, we're going to give you a good price, we don't have an import-export license, don't worry about the VAT rebate, you can't get it because we don't have an export license, but we'll export a gray market. It may sound good until you realize that it would have been 17% cheaper if you went with their competitor who did have an import-export license.
Even more important, if you have a defective product,
oh,
if
yeah.
you don't have the export license, you're stuck with the product.
Can't get it back in.
I've gone through that for 3 years now. Shut my company down in a whole division.
Does it cost a lot to get the export license for a supplier?
I guess it doesn't cost. It takes some time. I mean, I own 2 companies in China. One is a import-export company, and the other is a manufacturer. And both of them have the licensing. And it wasn't so much about time or money. It was that you have to be at a certain scale. You have to be a normal taxpayer before the Chinese government says, yeah, you have the right to export. You also have to have a track record being in business. And so you have a lot of startups where maybe a quality manager at a great factory learns the ropes about how to make a product, then he sets up a factory next door and says, I want your order. But he's only been in business for 6 months. And he can't export under his own name, so then a third party gets brought in and things like that. But this is where it's dangerous because maybe you're paying that third party, but you think you're doing business with that factory. And then when there's a QC defect, who's going to take responsibility? Who's legally responsible? So the paperwork trail is really important.